What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And it looks like, for the most part, the Fine Brothers saga on the internet is over. As you can see here, the Fine Brothers have basically decided to shut down any idea of React World, any idea of trademarking the word React. They've decided to rescind their trademarks on things like Teen React and Elders React. They're supposed to be releasing all of their previous copyright claims, though not every copyright claim, but a majority of them. And it looks like they've basically backed down from the plan altogether. Now, this should come as no surprise to anybody that's been paying attention, because Reddit broke the story, YouTubers picked it up, a lot of very cynical, angry videos were made. I like to think mine was a little more fair and balanced. But because of those videos, it got picked up globally by pretty much every periodical on the web. If there's somebody that wrote, they wrote about this. And of course, everybody was making videos about it. And sure, there are a lot of cynical videos that just kind of make fun of the Fine Brothers and their plan, but there's some very interesting and educational videos as well. One made by a lawyer that goes into the overall impact of what they were trying to do and how it would affect YouTube. Another by a trademark expert that talked about how trademarks actually work and why they were going with these trademarks, what they were trying to do. There's a financial breakdown of their plan to show why it wouldn't work for anybody who signed up underneath them. Overall, this was an interesting moment where the internet bonded together to basically crap on these two guys. The result of this bad PR was staggering. The most interesting thing is that their two YouTube channels, React and Fine Brothers, absolutely bled hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And whereas that's only 1 or 2% of what they have on a channel, that's a channel that has done nothing but consistently grow since they were created. To see them moving backwards like that is mind-boggling. I think at this point we're all in agreement that the Fine Brothers screwed up really bad here. And not just screwing up in the way that they handled things or the way they communicated it, but the plan itself was not a particularly good plan for the community. And once you break it all down, that just seems to be the case, unfortunately. They have definitely taken a hit because of this, and I think we have to agree that they deserved it. Maybe not as bad of a hit as they're getting, though. I do hope that bleeding does stop eventually, because they have a lot of people that work in their employee, and I'd hate to see them have to get fired because of the stupid mistakes they may have made here. You know me, always the pragmatist. I hope the Fine Brothers go back to creating the content they like to create. I hope the people that like to watch it continue to watch it, and those of you who don't, just don't. And ultimately, this will hopefully serve as an example of what will happen when people try to use and abuse the copyright system and the trademark system to chop out their little chunk of the internet that doesn't belong to them. I'm looking at you, Sony, for trying to trademark Let's Play, by the way. I do hope there are some lessons that we as a community can learn from this. Number one, trademarking and copywriting is completely different things to begin with. Secondly, neither are inherently evil or inherently good. They are tools that can be used both good and badly. Copyright, for example, is a dual-edged sword. It can be used to prevent me from creating the type of content that I like to create or have that video taken down, even if it's within fair use. But at the same time, it does prevent other YouTubers from taking my video as a whole and re-uploading and profiting from it, so that's good. Trademarks can also be used for good and evil. The good way to do it is just to protect the name of your product or your company, Samsung or Google or Coca-Cola. And as long as you're not enforcing those copyrights in very, very evil ways, like preventing YouTubers from talking about your product, that's perfectly fine. But then you have people like the evil sons of bitches who trademarked the very common phrase, "people are awesome," and then prevents other YouTubers from using that in the title of their videos, and in some cases, even in the audio of their videos. Another good takeaway from this fiasco is that a lot of other people are very aware of how frustrating it can be to be a YouTuber either as a hobby or especially as a job. Because you guys have seen the copyright, trademark, and other issues that we've been dealing with loud and clear over the last few days, and you realize why so many of us YouTubers have gone completely nuts. Sure, the internet got really mad at the Fine Brothers for exerting their power over the other YouTubers, but we are currently dealing with the music industry and the movie industry and the television industry and parts of the gaming industry like Nintendo, who are abusing us every single day exactly the way the Fine Brothers were supposedly going to. I personally think Nintendo's forced profit-sharing system is much, much worse than what the Fine Brothers had proposed, but that's just me. The other takeaway I think from this is the most depressing, but also still very interesting, is the number of personal attacks that were labeled on the Fine Brothers, not because of their actions, but because of their race or because of the way they looked. Yes, Rafi's got a lazy eye, and so do I. And on top of that, I'm fat as shit, and I don't think it's warranted when you make fun of me for that stuff, so I definitely don't think it's warranted when you make fun of them for that. I mean, I enjoy a good circle jerk just as much as the next guy, but whenever I saw that kind of stuff, especially on the front page of Reddit, I cringed. I don't remember who said it, but someone once said that great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, and small minds discuss people. Which unfortunately puts me in the average category and not the smart category. I never claimed to be smart, but I was discussing the event along with everybody else. But in summary, I'd like to thank the Fine Brothers for doing the right thing in the end. I don't think very many people will do that, and even if you weren't given much of a choice, you still made the right decision. I want to thank so many wonderful people for viewing my video on the topic and sharing it, and all of the wonderful compliments of the fact that I was trying to be fair and balanced, that I tried to look at both sides of the thing. Thank you. That is very validating to me, and I need that kind of validation. I really do. It really helps me sleep at night. But most importantly, I want to thank every single one of you who came to the defense of both my profession here on YouTube, but the internet that I love so very, very much. You know, I grew up without the internet, and now I live in a world where the internet is everywhere, and the internet is awesome. And to see you guys so vehemently protect it brings me so much joy. But hey, that's just one man's opinion. I could be wrong. I'd love to know what you think in the comments section below. Are you going to resubscribe to the Fine Brothers? Are you done with them forever? Did you never watch them to begin with? Are you going to be ready for the next internet battle? Are you going to take up arms and help defend us once again? I certainly hope that you will. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I love you very much. I'll speak with you again soon.